A number of my previous videos have shown train action in this location in Kingsport. The train is on the main line, and to the right there's a switchback track arrangement that serves the Gulf oil facility on the river. That's on the right side of the switchback. And then on the left side of the switchback are these three industries, which include the Kingsport Team Track, Reynolds Beverage Distributors, and Bloom's Ready Mix. This is a problem for trains coming in this direction, especially if there are tank cars already sitting in the Gulf loading facility spur. Let me show you how complicated that action can be. Okay, for this to work, the locomotive has to uncouple from the train and go into the turnout to the Gulf facility spur. It has to pull the tank cars out of the spur and then push them forward on the main line to get them out of the way so the locomotive can go back into the Gulf facility. Alright, that done, our locomotive travels forward into the Gulf spur so it can back through the switchback across Ulster Avenue and into the industries such as the Team Track and Reynolds Beverage. Pulling cars, it then goes forward into the Gulf spur and then backs them up onto the main line, coupling them back onto the train. Then the locomotive has to come forward, grab the tank cars. We'll do it a little more slowly this time so we don't cause any derailments or possible explosions. And once those tank cars are cleared, we can push them back into the Gulf facility spur where they belong. Loading has been disrupted for quite a while. The locomotive backs up again through the switchback onto the main line, couples onto the train, and then finally is able to get on its way. And that, my friends, is 12 moves. That's crazy. When I became more interested in operations, I knew I had to improve this situation, so I called out the work train. And here it is with a preformed left-hand turnout and crossover. I did this with trepidation because I was cutting into track that's been in place for 20 years. I removed a section from Ulster Avenue, test fit the new turnout and crossover. When I felt good about it, I installed them. Ran a new track through the Ulster Avenue crossing. That GP9 in the background is the first locomotive to test the new track work, and it worked great. So here's the new configuration, complete with some scenic details. I painted the track and ballasted and also added some new road surface. Well, let's take a look at how things work now. Before installing the crossover, a train serving local industries like Reynolds Beverage would have to stop by that Penn Central boxcar so it could go through the switchback on Ulster Avenue. Well, now with the crossover, it will go through Ulster Avenue and it'll take its cut of cars beyond the turnout that I've recently installed on the main line. Here's the train beyond the turnout waiting to back into the local industries. The cut of cars is back through the crossover, going past Dave's Diner, where it's always a great place to watch train action. Crossing Ulster Avenue, the cars reach the industries such as the Team Track and Reynolds Beverage Distributors and Bloom's Ready Mix to pick up those cars, and then pull them back through Ulster Avenue so they can get back on the main line. Once on the main, they are backed into the rest of the train. Coupled onto the train, it then leaves and continues on its way. That only took 3 moves, which is much better. I didn't fully understand operations 20 years ago, but my appreciation of it now tells me that doing things like changing a switchback into a crossover can really enhance the fun and enjoyment of model railroad ops. Well, thanks for taking a look here, and I always appreciate your watching.